What are dip switches in 90s arcade cabinets? Imagine walking into an arcade in the 1990s and seeing those tiny switches on the game circuit board. Ever wonder what they do? Well, those are dip switches. They are small sets of electrical switches mounted in a row on the circuit board inside arcade cabinets. DIP stands for Dual Inline Package, which describes how these tiny switches are lined up in a straight row. They might look simple, but they played a big role in how arcade games worked back then. Arcade operators used dip switches to change game settings without needing to open up the software or hardware. They could flip these switches with a tiny screwdriver or even a pen. These switches controlled many game features like how many coins it took to start a game, how many lives a player got, or how hard the game was. They also could turn sound effects on or off, set the game to free play, or adjust how often bonus lives appeared. For example, if an arcade owner wanted to make the game easier or harder, they just flipped a few switches. If they wanted to give players more chances, they adjusted the number of lives. Want to make sure the game starts with a certain number of credits? Dip switches handled that too. This made it easy for arcade owners to customize each machine to fit their audience or business needs. Because these switches were so small, operators used a flathead screwdriver or a pen to flip them on or off. Each switch had a specific function, and changing these settings would directly change how the game played. Unlike today's digital menus, these physical switches made the experience more hands-on and mechanical. It was a tactile way to fine-tune gameplay, which many players and operators remember fondly. In the context of gaming and digital culture, dip switches are a reminder of how arcade machines combined electronics with manual adjustments. They allowed arcade owners to tweak the game easily, making each machine unique. This hands-on approach added a special charm to the arcade experience that console gaming later replaced with digital menus and software updates. So, next time you see a vintage arcade cabinet, remember those tiny dip switches that helped shape the way games were played and enjoyed in the 1990s.